Hi students, welcome to English 100. I'm Jessica Belwamini. I'm going to be your instructor this semester. I just wanted to quickly introduce myself as well as give you an overview of the Canvas shell and kind of preview things that are coming up in week one. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn to Canvas. So this is our course homepage. My information is right at the top. My email is right here. I do prefer that you message me through Canvas only. You can email me if you absolutely need to, but it's just easier for me. I'll get back to you much quicker if it's just through Canvas directly. So please do that. I will answer all of your messages within 24 hours during the week. Sometimes on the weekends I have personal things going on, so I won't get back to you till Monday morning. But during the week, I usually get back to you within a few hours, but at most 24. We have an embedded tutor this semester who's working exclusively with this class to help you with everything related to the class, including the essays. Her name is Annie. Her drop-in hours are going to be through Canvas, and they're going to be Monday and Wednesday, 2:30 to 4:30, and Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 4. She will be messaging you guys and letting you know more about her and her services, but definitely take advantage of her help because if we don't use it, we basically lose it. So, make sure that you are taking advantage of her services and her help. If you do have any issues with Canvas, you can call the support line or message them online. Also at the bottom here is some student support services in case you have any additional help or support that you need. It's also up here, as well as additional Canvas training if you do need that. On the right side of the homepage is a to-do list. This is really important. These are all the upcoming assignments that are in the course. They're in order of when they're due. You can also click on them to go to the modules themselves. There's also the course calendar here. So this is a good way to keep organized and know what's coming up. The page we're going to be using the most is modules. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So I'm sure that you guys are familiar with Google Docs. A lot of students really love it. I actually prefer Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word. If I know it's very expensive, it's usually hundreds of dollars, but good news is that as students, you guys have access to it for free. So if you click on this link, it's going to take you here and you basically put your Skyline student email address in this box and you will have access to basically Excel, Word, PowerPoint, all for free. So I definitely think you should utilize that. I think Microsoft Office is a lot more professional and easier to modify than Google Docs, and it's kind of what I use and prefer. But of course, it's totally up to you. Also on this page, I have the syllabus, so definitely make sure you read through this. There is going to be a syllabus quiz, so it's important that you know everything that's in this. This is basically like our contract as a teacher and students. So all the expectations of the course are aligned in here, as well as all the assignments, the required texts. I know the library lists the who, what, why book. You don't need to pay for that. It's free through this course. But you do need to get The Other Westmore and The Sun Does Shine. These are the two texts that I won't be providing through Canvas that you are responsible for getting on your own. You can borrow them, you can go to the library, you can get them online, you can get them through a bookstore, whatever you want, but you're responsible for getting those two texts. The first one we're going to read is The Other Westmore, and then the next one will be The Sun Does Shine. Everything else will be provided through Canvas, okay? So yeah, if you read through this, it has, all the expectations, including all of our assignments, the breakdown of the grade percentages. At the very bottom is the course schedule, which I also put on Canvas right here. I pretty much stick to the course schedule. The only time I would change it is if I wanted to push a deadline. So like maybe I'd push an essay 3 days ahead or 3 days past. So it won't be due sooner, but it might be due later. So I would never make any of these due dates sooner than they are here, but I might push them out so that they're due later. But I do pretty much stick to these due dates overall. And keep in mind, this is a 6-week course, so we move real quick. Okay, all right. Two assignments that you absolutely need to get complete before the end of week one are the Honesty Pledge and Course Agreement quiz and the Syllabus quiz. So the Honesty Pledge is really more about academic honesty and avoiding plagiarism, so it's very important that you complete this by the date. As well as the syllabus quiz also has a date as well that you need to affirm to. So make sure you do follow the dates. Technically, I could drop you if you don't complete these 2 quizzes by the dates I've asked you to, but of course I would reach out to you first and make sure that you know that you haven't turned it in. But you do need to get them done before the end of week 1, so make sure you do those, as well as the discussion post here. So for the introduction, the first discussion post, you're basically just introducing yourself to the class, and then you're going to respond to a few peers. If you do change your picture avatar on Canvas, so it's not a blank thing, you will get 5 easy extra credit points. So keep that in mind for your first introduction post. Now, each of the modules are divided into weeks. So week 1 is here, week 2 is here, and so on and so forth. Each week starts with an overview and a summary. And in those overviews and summaries, I have a whole description of all of the assignments, as well as links to each assignment, so you kind of know what's coming up. All the readings are also always listed after the overview, right here and here. So if you click on that. So for week 1, you're going to be starting with reading Carol Dweck's Brainology, which is a link that I provided right here. It's just a PDF. It's about 6 pretty easy pages of reading. So that's the first thing you're going to be doing. And then the other Westmore chapters 1 through 4 plus the introduction. And then the kind of due dates of when you should be done with the readings are here. They are just suggestions, but you should aim to be done by those dates. And like I said, this course is 6 weeks. It moves really quick. So just try your best to keep up with the readings. You'll notice these things called the MRLs. It's a metacognitive reading log. So every time I assign a reading, I assign a metacognitive reading log with them. Also at the very bottom, there's some kind of writing reference reading that you can do here. You don't need to do any MRLs for this. I only put them next to the text or assigned larger article readings. Okay, so let me go over MRLs. So metacognitive reading logs, here's instructions and examples right here. So basically what you're going to do is every time I assign a reading, you're going to do an MRL. So for example, the first reading you're going to do is Brainology. So what I want you to do is pick 2 quotes from Brainology that you're going to respond to. And this is kind of like how your MRLs are going to look. You're going to have the assignment, the date, and then the author, and then it's going to be divided into 3 columns: topics, quotes, and synthesis. So I would start with quotes, and you want your quotes to kind of look like this. You want to have first name, last name of the author, and then a verb here, like argues, writes, comments, says, however you want to do it. And then in quotations is the actual quote itself, and at the very end is the page number and the period at the end. This is MLA format. This is how I want you to format all of your quotes. And then on the right over here is your synthesis or response. So basically it's 4 sentences or more of a response to this quote. Now these can be questions, they can be personal connections. You can disagree with it, you can agree with it, however you want to write it, as long as it's critical thinking. You want to make sure that you're diving into analysis. And the point of why I have you guys do this is that all of these can be used in your essays. So you could literally copy this and this into a document, the one that you do, and you have a paragraph of an essay. So that's why I have you guys do these. It's kind of prep for your essays. So the more work you put into these MRLs, the better and easier your essays are going to be to write. So that's why we do them. And then MRLs aren't due, like I know they have due dates in the readings, but I'm not collecting them until the end of week 2. So just so you know, you should be done with them in, a good time, but you don't have to turn them all in until the end of week 2. So I'm going to give you some time on that. Okay. So discussion posts. You do have discussion posts for your introduction for week 1, and then your discussion for week 1 as well, which is related to the reading. You'll notice that discussion posts have 2 dates. So there's the date that you have to complete your post, and then there's the date that you need to respond to your peers by. And the due dates are always going to be that last one. So you should aim to get your response to this done by that date, the first date, and then respond to 2 peers at least by the last date. So that's why there's the 2 dates on there. And Canvas doesn't let me have multiple due dates, so the assignment is due this date, but you should aim to get it done earlier. The reason why they're different is that you need to give your peers time to respond to your post. So that's why there's a gap between the 2 dates. All right. Okay. So hopefully that provides some clarity on what's coming up and how Canvas is kind of organized. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm really excited to work with you and get to know you and help you progress as writers and readers this semester. Have a great day.